Well, my little beauties, this is going to be a bit of an odd one. I don't know if you're all nuts and bolt freaks, but we're going to look at today just heads of bolts. Bear with me. Let's start the story. Let's start the story. Now, every modern nut and bolt that you look at, bolt especially, have all got some sort of marking on the end of them, showing you, telling you about it, you know, giving you some sort of information. There's some sort of lettering, there's some sort of something on it, you know. So you've got my drift now. So any metric, pretty much any metric bolt that you pick up or that you see has all got some sort of meaning or some sort of stamp on it or whatever, you know. And I know aircraft ones are different, so we're not talking about aircraft bolts because I haven't got any aircraft bolts. I wish I had, just to add to the collection. But I've been collecting bolts for years and years. And excuse me, earlier on today, I showed you some bolts, the Whitworth ones. So, and I've been a nuts and bolts nutter for years. I've been doing this for 30 years. So let's wind the clock back a bit. And how do you begin? Where did you first begin? Well, the first thing I began was I used to strip everything. Anything with the cars and whatever. I used to dismantle everything to its component parts and keep all the parts. So these have come from all sorts of random things. They haven't come off one particular job. But even these, and I'm talking 80s and 90s here, have got some sort of, some of them I noticed had GKN, look. Had a manufacturer's name on them. Can you see that? Yeah. So even these have got some sort of marking. And I know they're metric. Well, they're mostly AF. Whatever you dig in and out and through there, they're AF. I keep what I'd call is a standard bolt, but then I have another separate pot that I keep. Any bolt that I thought was some sort of special shape or whatever would be in a different pot. So I just thought I'd just pull these two out to show you. There's the AFs and the older bolts. If you're looking for some of the older obsolete threads for something, they're always in here. Well, do you remember I showed you I've got Whitworth? But what I did remember about the Whitworths is they've got no markings. The older bolts, they haven't got any markings. There's that on it, on that particular one. I saw that mark on one, but I think that's just a bit of a mark on the die, because didn't that one have the same look? I don't think that's a marking, that's just that would be a dent in the machine that makes the head. So as you go through these, which I know are pretty much the oldest ones I've got, and I just sort of randomly, that's got the same mark on it, looks. I just randomly picked some out. They didn't mark, when did the head marking come into play? And I noticed, I did see one and then I've lost it again. Some of them had their names on them. I saw a one. Let's just clean the head of this one up. Let's have a look. That one even had a name on it, look. Something pin. Kingpin. 8.8, whatever that means. So some of them had their names on it. So yeah, you've got the older ones The further back you go, they don't have names. Now, ooh, let's go down and let's dig. These are all, I don't know, it must have been the way they kept them in them days. These are all black and grimy washers. I think most of these are, a lot of these are spring white. They are. Some real older bolts in there. I'm sure we dig one out. There again, look. There's some here. Let's see what we've got in here. I know these will be Whitworth. Let me just open that jar and clean that end up for you. So these are some of the older Whitworth thread. Quite a coarse thread, isn't it, the Whitworth? It must have been, they must have made them a different way, or you can just see the machining marks on this. That's not a stamp there. No, that's just... So, when did they start marking the heads of bolts? So that basically that you know, if you're picking up some bolts somewhere, whatever, just take a note of what's on the head of them. There's something on the head of that one. It doesn't seem to be on that one. But clean them. Put them on the brush. Give them a clean. And it will give you some idea. Some idea of the age of them. Yeah. So that's just something to start the car. Now, I've never really, maybe I should clean these all up and put them all together. I just throw them in the tub. These, all I know is these tubs. That's how I used to collect things, in gallon tubs. I mean, who's seen a green gallon tin recently? So that might age, what age this stuff is. So I just thought that might be an interesting subject that you'd like to get your teeth in. Into. Yeah. Is the markings even that? Look. That one there has got some sort of marking on it of some sort. So all the modern ones is well marked, but the older ones ain't. And when did this marking malarkey come in? They must have invented a different way or a different machine to make them, because obviously, you know, they've improved the machines and they can obviously make them quicker, can't they, from when they used to make them. From, let's say, shall we say this was a steam driven machine that built that compared to, say, today, and it's a computer and a fast motor. Just a conversation, just to get a conversation going.